was a lot of the reasons for the 9 that she went over with me, and I see them now definitely more clearly, is, first of all, she had to feel comfortable with me, and I had to feel comfortable with her.
Mhm.
Because when you're in that state, if there's some wall up and you don't really trust the person, then you're not gonna get the most out of it. Second of all, I'm a 6'7" dude, and she is like a 5'2" female. She had to feel comfortable that I wasn't gonna be some creep, and
Mhm.
that's totally like it has to be. You got to think about those things too.
Mhm.
Um, so that was the first thing, and then she was like, "Okay, I'm comfortable." And then it was the therapy sessions were to dive into what areas need to be talked about. Her first thought was actually we're gonna do acid, which is like a real journey.
Mhm.
I've been reading up on it a bit more. Essentially, that'd be like a 10 to 12 hour therapy session journey throughout the day, and it really shakes you up. It hits things. But
Mhm.
the more she talked and got to learn about me, she's like, no, there's some emotional things that you have to deal with your ex and how you see yourself or saw yourself as a child. So the 3 areas that we kind of focused on were my dad passing, the situation with my ex and how it ended, and she was my first long-term girlfriend too, so there was some stuff with that. I was
Mhm.
29, and that was my first long-term girlfriend. And then how see my past life now as a kid growing up through sports, being really tall and having pressure on me. So it's like those 3 main areas that was our guide.
Okay.
However, though, when you go into these things, these psychedelic journeys, whether it be acid, MDMA, or mushrooms, there is the biggest thing that she preached, and these books that I've been reading that they preach is don't go in with any um, predetermined conversations or thinkings of what's going to happen
Yeah, kinda like no
because
expectations.
yeah, you want it to flow, you want it to naturally come. And if you go in thinking I need to do this, I need to do this, I think what happens is the drug can take you in a different way. And if your mind is fighting what's happening, then first of all, you won't get as much out of it. Second of all, you could go into a dark place, and you don't want to be in a dark place when you're under these influences.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's pretty cool though, like, and I so she does all the different types of you can do any of the psychedelic drugs. She'll actually choose what she thinks is best for you.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm reading a book right now. I forget the name of it, and I'm pretty sure like this is she's a therapist. She actually is for just perennial therapy. She's gotten her associate degree, whatever it may be, and then she decided that this side of therapy she thought was more helpful, and so she's actually worked with Dr. Gabor Mate. I believe that's how you say his name, and he's very big into it. He works with MAPS, who is a big association. I
Mhm.
forget what it stands for. They're in the North America, so they're states and Canada, and they're pushing for psilocybin and MDMA therapy like through the government. Like they're the biggest
Mhm.
um, conglomerate that is working towards it right now, trying to legalize these things. So she has worked with people in there on her own journeys, and she's taking her own journeys from other therapists. So what I believe is they have to do is they have to go and obviously have the therapy before their own studying to be therapists, and then from what I've read is to get that to get where she was able to feel comfortable to help me, she had to go through her own journeys with therapy for people to help her, and
Mhm.
then kind of stand in on other ones because it's really a guiding thing once you're in these
Mhm.
6 hours. Therapy is to guide the person and not push and be there for them. And
Mhm.
yeah, so I believe she's done all of them and done many sessions with other people, and I believe she's done them with herself, being the person being on the other end too.
Yeah.